Welcome back to a new Waterwave TV interview. You see, I got my one episode co-host to my right, Lavish Vinny Bands. May give you some insight onto who we got on today if you couldn't already tell by the title. But you will find out right after this intro.
And while you at it peeping this shit, go ahead to youtube.com/Waterwave TV and subscribe to that shit. Yeah, you know the waves in it. Baseball, we're hitting a home run, hit it with the coldest rains. And even on my bad days, I'm a clutch to finish. The track diminished, the booth burnt, hands is itching. Damn.
You know the song.
Shout out Jay Giller.
Yeah, you know the song. Welcome. We were back from the intro. Thank you, Jay Giller. We got Enzyrose and the whole Freeworld. I guess not the whole Freeworld, but Baby Rio, Vinny Bands, Freeworld in the building.
If the whole Freeworld was here, we'd be deep.
That was going to be one of my first questions, was like, how big is Freeworld? Because I feel like every time I see you guys, there's more. And I could be wrong, but maybe not that there's always new ones being added, but just people I didn't know that
Yeah,
are
like,
part of it.
I guess, like, something that, like, people get mistaken is, like, anyone can be Freeworld. Like, anybody can throw up the F. Anybody can put on a shirt. Anybody can yell Freeworld. Like, it's Freeworld for a reason. It's for everybody. But we have a lot of artists. We have some, like, painters, like, artists, like not just music. We got music, photography.
That fly doesn't even do nothing until we start, and then it starts landing on the mics.
The fly?
Yeah, it likes.
So
We'll get to busting faux Nick at this fly.
But no, we got hella people, but I could name them all.
Yeah, because like I remember when we were at the, like I've always I feel like I've heard of most of the artists that are involved just because of like you guys reposting or making music together and stuff. But then we were at the T Grizzly thing, and I remember Fats was like, if you're Freeworld, get in the studio or get in the theater, and there's like 20, 30 people like following him in the theater. I was like, damn, is this? Yeah,
we call ourselves Freeworld Mafia because we're like a mob. Like everywhere we go, it's like a big group of people yelling Freeworld, so that you can't miss us, you know. Yeah. And that's like that's the goal, is just to get everybody in. You know what I mean? All kinds of different kind of people, no matter what you do, music, art, anything. Yeah. As long as you support us, we support you, and that's how it goes. Oh. Yeah. But as far as like official members and like artists and just all that kind of shit, I'm just gonna go through them because I feel like everybody kind of deserves a shout out. So number 1 is Wooski, or Avery, and he's just like our main man. Like
that's the dog. Like if you stuck at a studio over north in Minneapolis or some shit, and you need a ride back to the city, St. Paul, you know, like that nigga gonna slide on you no matter what time it is to bring you home, type shit.
And he engineers and he does music of his own too. Definitely. So
shout out to Wooster.
Shout out Woo. We got Steenie, which is like one of our main producers. Our first Free the World album or tape, he produced damn near every single song, and he's always in the studio, and he's always the one asking in the group chat, hey, who's trying to cook up? You know what I mean? And me, obviously, Enzyrose. District 6. He's from, where is he? Is he from Fargo?
That nigga from Fargo/Minneapolis, and that nigga crazy.
Fargo, what's
music's
Fargo?
fire.
Music is through the roof.
Far as hell.
Minnesota?
I feel like as far as established.
South Dakota
No, it's North Dakota.
That's
Dakota.
NDSU, isn't it? Like their campus is in Fargo, right?
He went to school in Minneapolis, but has like one of his parents in North
Shout out
Dakota.
to Steenie, man.
He just be all over, all around.
I love you, Steenie.
And we got Wonder, Mr. Wonderman.
Shout out to Wonder Man.
Super
Welcome to
talented
Wonderland.
Producer, artist,
Good-looking
engineer, all that kind of shit. Neek get paid. I think he'll pull up here.
Does he make music?
Yeah, he does.
I always just see him like with you, so I didn't even know.
Yeah, he hasn't had a song out, like an official song release.
Why.
He's got like a video out and stuff like that. So he's only 17, so he's just kind of building himself up. HBK Solo, shout out HBK.
Shout out HBK Solo. Shout out Nigga Press.
Big
Vinny, obviously.
Band, man. Shout out Vinny Bands.
Shout out Da Vinci.
Shout out Da Vinci Press.
Lavish Vinci.
Retro Kashi.
Retro Kashi. Shout out Retro.
Shout out Ali
Stone
Press.
to the bone.
Ali Press.
Tyson. Money
Oh my
Niece.
god. Yo,
Money
hold
Niece,
on. Tyson, real quick. Let me say a little shit real quick. This nigga Tyson is the only nigga we got from Florida. And this nigga's sound is so unique, and it's all like production based. Like he has kind of like a standard like speaking voice, and when he like records, he doesn't really sing that much. He can, but he doesn't really like extend his voice that much. But the production end of Tyson's music is ridiculous.
Y'all go search up Tyson Dane on Instagram and give him a follow, because his page just got deleted. So follow Tyson Dane.
Super good producer, and he's from Florida too, so we're like trying to extend. And then just like honorable mentions and just like newer members, Ro Dizzy, Jack Bentley, Chris, who's the security guard, Big Chris Security, Gora, Kimmy,
John X,
Oxblood, Lil Crush, John X, yep. And Audie, obviously, and many, many more. You know what I mean? Is the list keep going?
So it's just it's not necessarily like you guys are a band, but like you're just kind of just like a group of people that all have the same mission, and if everyone's kind of tunneling their fans into like a motive, it could help everybody.
I think a lot of people kind of get us confused as like a label. Like we're not a label. Like we're just a big music collective of individual artists, and we make a lot of songs together too. And yeah, so it's not a label. None of us are like signed, you know what I mean? We're just we just kind of act like a label and move around like that, and that's why people
maybe get that perception.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I say how does MN Fats come into the situation? Because I know he's like the OG that was looking out for like your guys' group, and I know he's always like shouting out Freeworld. He even talks to me about y'all a lot. So like how did he come into the picture, or like, and like how did that happen?
So when I came back to Minnesota from college, I dropped out of college because I just it just wasn't for me, you know what I mean? I went there, did the basketball thing. I wanted to continue my basketball shit from high school because it's just something I wasn't ready to let go yet. But until I got to college, I was like, I don't like this shit. But when I came back, Sonny was like, hey, we got a studio. Because I was just kind of going around. You know, I hit up you because remember I came and did a couple studio sessions here. And I hit up other people. Just kind of find a good place where I really like wanted to just sit down and work and get back into the music shit. Sonny was like, we got a studio in St. Paul. You know, we don't have an engineer or anything yet. But, you know, if you can bring your own people, I want to start working with you. I want to start putting out music again. And I was like, cool. I didn't even know Fats was in the picture until they were like, I was working enough, and they were like, yeah, we really, really fuck with you. And then so this is Minnesota Fats. This is like the OG. And I'd already knew who Minnesota Fats was before. I feel like if you're in Minnesota music, you should know who Fats is. And if you don't know who Fats is, you should look him up because he's done a lot.
Legendary.
For Minnesota artists. Not even just like new gen, but like back in the day.
He is super OG. You know super OG.
Super OG.
I'm trying to get him on here.
Yeah, and
Hell
so
yeah.
he I think this was his, you know, time where he was like trying to get newer artists and just work on his own artists now and then generate. But Fats just does everything for us, to be honest. Like if we need something, it's just a phone call away, and he presents us with like really big opportunities and just teaches us how to like get it on our own, you know what I mean? Like I still sell CDs now because of Fats, and it's made me a good amount of money, you know what I mean? Like just different ways to hustle, and he teaches us the game from his perspective, and it's just, you know,
a lot of stuff that may have gotten forgotten over the years, or even just the past couple of years, where like even Jaye State, I did his interview that's dropping. By the time you guys are listening to this, it'll already be out, but and he's like, I sold however many thousand CDs this year, or physical CDs. Maybe it was $1 or $10 each, but like those are like sales that like you normally wouldn't get. Or maybe, you know, even if you sell them for $5 a CD, that's more than you would make off of like if someone streamed every song on your album on Spotify. Anyways, like it's just like
something Fats really taught me that like is always gonna stay ingrained in my mind. Like if you sell 200,000 $5 CDs, that's $1 million. Period. In your pocket, cash. There's no excuse.
$200,000 $5 anythings, I guess, at that point.
Or
T-shirts,
$100,000 $10
socks,
CDs,
stickers,
you know what I mean?
anything.
So, but I'm just saying, as far as like records itself, like, because just like you said, like streams isn't necessarily the big money maker. You know what I mean? Like having the physical CD and it being $5 is 10 times more than one stream, or even more than that, you know what I mean? So,
and I'm the type that when I go to concerts, that's like the one thing I buy from the merch stands is their CDs or their albums instead of the T-shirts, because I feel it as like a thing. It's like, well, let's say most artists, at least in Minnesota, if they're putting on a show and they got their CDs, they're only maybe printing 100, maybe 1,000 at the most, maybe 200 CDs. So it's like, let's say this artist blows up, I have their physical album from that one time they performed at First Ave or wherever it may be, and this was their first album
and
or
if
something.
you catch me, I'll sign it and it'll be worth more.
Yeah,
you know?
And then, you know, 5 years down the line, if they're a big artist, shit, like that, you know, it's like investing in like a memorabilia that maybe like imagine if you had Drake's first album when he printed his like first one at when he opened up for some person at some random hole-in-the-wall venue, you know, or just shit like that. And same with T-shirts and merch, but yeah, that's always my go-to is the things. I'm curious, so like obviously Freeworld you haven't always been in Freeworld, and like even when you just first started making music, even just trying to find your ways, because I first met you I think it was like 2017. Jake brought you out in his set at First Ave.
Yeah. Was it that Nur-D show?
Nur-D show. How old were you at that time?
I was probably 14 or 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why I met. And I remember Jake was like, "This girl Enzyrose, she's super fire." Did you guys had a song together too?
Yeah, like a long time ago.
A long time
ago.
ago.
When I first started.
Yeah. So he brought you out, and then I remember meeting you then, and then, but like at that time, and I'd say even just like your high school career, you went, you played on Hopkins, which kind of gave you that really close connection to Paige, and then, eventually you and Paige ended up even making a song together. So I'm kind of curious, like, what was like your mindset while being in high school? Like, what was like your goals or like where you thought you would be in high school? Because you had even like the slam connection and like working with Josh, like you had a lot of really good motion going on in high school as well.
I think my high school mindset was kind of just use this high school platform as much as possible, because I'm in a school with thousands of kids. There's no excuse where I should just be sending my album or my mixtape or whatever I'm working on. There's no excuse where I shouldn't be on every single talent show, where I shouldn't be up in every single kid's ear like, hey, I did, like, check out my new song. Check out my new song. So my goal in high school was to use my platform, and it was basketball for me. You know, I feel like basketball and music go hand in hand in every single situation. You see rappers hanging out with basketball stars all the time. All the time. And so I was just like, how can I use my skill in basketball hand in hand with my music? So like when I would put out my little highlight tapes, I'd put my song up behind it. And some people in the comments would be like, yo, what song is that? And I'd be like, it's mine. You know what I mean? And then one day I just like showed Paige my music, and she was like, whoa, like you actually can rap, you could spit. And it was that Lauryn Hill freestyle I did with the Wiseman show. And ever since then, people were like, oh, like she doesn't just play basketball, like she can actually like make music, and she's actually serious about it. So I kind of just used that platform with all the kids in my school to push me as much as possible to try to be the most popping thing in the city as far as my school. And that was my mindset, and I think it was executed pretty well in high school.
Skinny Neeks here.
Just let him in through the back.
But yeah, because that's kind of like I seen like your career, like literally, because like working with someone like Josh too, he made all your visuals look like super good. I remember he did the one Force, he did like the music video, and it was implemented into the Hopkins documentary.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And like that documentary, like I know it was like first week it had like 100K views or something. I don't know where it's at now. It's
like 1 million now.
Yeah.
Probably.
So it's like your song is basically, you know, has been impression to 1 million people, however you say that.
The
you know what I mean?
The cool thing about that is when I went in the comments in that Slam documentary, like so many people were like, whose song is that? Or like, what's that song? Or is it out? Or like, yo, she's actually good. You know what I mean? Like when you show people like your music or something like that.
And Nick Pay, what's that word?
Get your lean body out.
I don't know. There might not be enough seats behind the cameras.
Nick, you're in front of the camera. Yes. Sit down.
That
Sit
boy
down on
right
the floor.
If you just
On the floor.
Nick
Because
Pay.
you're like blocking the.
Yeah, this room isn't set for how many people we got in here right now? 4, 5, 6. We got 9 people in here. Yeah, usually the max is like 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I mean,
If we had the whole mob in here, it would.
I mean, we could fit as many as long as people are okay with sitting the way they gotta sit, I guess. But yeah, about the Slam documentary.
Yeah, no, and Josh was super cool too. Like when I first met him, like obviously he was just doing the but he had already done music videos before. He was like, hey, let's shoot a music video, and it ended up being the one in the Slam documentary, and it was just like the start of it. And I did a couple more with Josh, and shout out Josh Englert. He's an NBA videographer now. He works with the Timberwolves, and he works with Josh Okogie, and I'm pretty cool with Josh too. So shout out Josh Okogie and shout out Josh Englert. Super cool photographer, videographer, all things sports, music, anything, and he'll get you right.
Yeah, staying on the topic of basketball, kind of, there was a picture of you a while ago with Young Thug on a basketball court, right?
Yeah.
How did that happen? What year? Like, wait, I guess what year was that? That was like a while ago now.
I don't remember what year it was.
Like
It was when J. Cole was here for the KOD tour.
Free Domain Slimes.
Yeah, bro. Free
YSL.
Thug and free YSL. That was a crazy moment for me. I was 15, and my uncle was coaching for the Timberwolves at the time. John Lucas. He played in the NBA as well. And he was like, hey, you want to come to the KOD tour? Woo, woo. And I was like, yeah, bet. I want to come. And I thought it was going to be like a regular ticket. but I'm in VIP, and he hands me the he kind of just tells me like, you know, I can unlock the practice facility after, see if we can get Thug and Jaden Smith and all them motherfuckers. So he opened the practice facility, and I pretty much got to hoop with Thug, and I got to hoop with Lil Duke and Jaden Smith, and it was a really cool experience. I even got to show him my music at the time and all sorts of different shit.
Hey, they was getting buckets for real?
Yeah.
Thug can hoop?
Thug is tall. He's really tall.
Man, that nigga can hoop, fam. That nigga, I done seen him, bro. He's a hooper, bro.
Yeah.
He a tall, skinny nigga like me, bro. He putting that bitch in there.
He was definitely hooping it up, and I have some videos I could probably send you and stuff like that too. But, yeah, it was a super cool experience just to have somebody. And even before then, Thug was my favorite artist. So just to like meet my favorite artist of all time and communicate with him and just do something as regular as playing basketball was just a really cool experience. And just in high school, all my peers were like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? It was a big flex, and it was a really cool. It was a really cool experience.
When you're in high school, was there like anything that happened that like a lot of people in your school like finally bought in to you being like an artist instead of it?
I think it was the Thug situation,
like
and that was like really, really early on too. And I think it was just like the fact that every video I put out or every time I like kind of put something out, I try to do it as professional as possible. You know what I mean? Even when I put out that first little mixtape when you did the like SoundCloud when we over Northeast and shit, like just I tried to make it look as presentable as possible with everything I do. I don't really put out a song or put out a project unless it looks, you know what I mean, like
unless it's
presentable.
Constructed, yeah.
And that was my big thing in high school, and that's when they're like, "Oh shit, like you really rap, like you really serious about this." And I was like,
Fuck.
"Yeah, I am." You know?
Rose, nigga, Enzy, fuck, tap in.
And another thing I was looking back at too, I couldn't find every flyer, but it's like I feel like you've been on like a majority of our shows that we've thrown too. Like I think our first showcase we did in Minneapolis, the one with like Lil Shine was on it. And shit
Yeah,
like that.
the Skyway
Yeah,
one.
that was like our first show we did in Minneapolis, and then ever since then, I think you've been on a few other, like every other one at least for the city takeovers and whatnot.
Yeah, hell yeah. The thing about y'all and just being as young as I was, or still am, obviously super young, like y'all are always supportive and just like yo. And then the shows and shit like that, my goal was just like, I'm gonna do every open mic. I'm gonna try to do every show. I'm gonna put my name out there as much as possible so that people really don't forget. Oh, Enzy, oh, I remember her. She was at the Skyway show. She was young. Oh, Enzy, oh, I remember her. Didn't she just do the, you know what I mean? Like, and just like keep chatting about my name or chatting about my music until it sticks.
Yeah,
because that was my main thing.
Yeah, say because like going from, you know, hitting the stage back when you're younger to now, you just did I don't think it was your most recent show, but that one at First Ave.
Yeah.
You want to explain that one a little bit? I didn't know too much about that one. I just seen the videos and pictures of the aftermath.
And
that was crazy.
Yeah, it was like that was during Pride Month.
Yeah,
right?
It was the Pride party. It was the Clituation.
Was Tyson there?
No,
Who?
Tyson wasn't. Tyson wasn't at
Tyson
that one.
Dane?
Yeah.
Nah.
Which one did he come?
He came to the
Underground Music Cafe, right?
Underground Music
the Wave Star show.
Type shit.
No,
Yeah,
the
no
Clituation. Shout out DJ Keezy and Sophia Eris. They put on this was like, since COVID, they didn't do the Pride party, the Clituation. It was the first year back from COVID, so it was a full house. And I guess just as a Minnesota artist, period, you kind of just dream of hitting the main stage, hitting First Ave, whether it's 7th.
Especially with the crowd in there.
You know what I mean? Whether it's 7th Street entry, whether it's main room, but it was lucky to be main room. And I don't know, just seeing my name like on the sign outside, just kind of like, I was damn near in tears. Just because like, it's just something I dreamed of doing since high school. Since that First Ave show with Nur-D, I was like, I'm in the 7th Street entry. This is First Ave. But like, I can't wait till the day I'm over there.
Yeah.
And it was packed. Like, it was packed. I can't tell you how many people, but it was front to back.
That bitch was joking.
Upstairs,
That bitch
packed.
was joking.
And not only was it packed full of people like me. You know what I mean? People young in the LGBTQIA plus community or allies, whatever you. And they were all really supportive. You know, a lot of most of the time Minnesota crowds aren't, you know, super duper. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. But that crowd really, it kind of just like reminded me why I do this and like what I'm working for, because I know one day every stage is gonna look like that. Every stadium I hit is gonna look like that. Every, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like my big like realization, like damn, like I can do this. I really can.
Yeah, like one day all those people are gonna be there because it was an Enzyrose show,
right?
Not the Clituation.
Not only that, like I heard people in the crowd singing my songs.
Yeah.
I heard like even after people were like, "Yo, like I remember you when you were 15, and now it's crazy." You know what I mean? So it's just making noise and just doing my thing every time. Like I feel like every time I hit a stage, I gotta turn it up. I gotta bring the energy, cause else the crowd gonna get bored. You know what I mean? And yeah, Clituation, that was kind of like my moment where I was like, "Oh shit, like." This is like we could do this, you know. And I gave Twin a big hug after, and it was really. I feel like it was a good moment for.
And there was
everybody
hella hoes in
Freeworld.
there. Is that wrong? Am I wrong for
Not
saying
at
that?
all.
It was hella hoes in there, Cuddy. Like I swear to God, bro, I was out in the fucking crowd just walking through that bitch. I'm like, damn, Twin finna turn this bitch up.
It was these pride, so it was a lot of freak nasties.
Like, a lot of freak nasties ready to turn up. You feel me? On my mom. Like, what the fuck?
A lot of jeans. A lot of clothing not being worn.
A whole lot of denim, Cuddy.
A whole lot of clothing not being worn. Like, it was fun.
It was damn near like a rave in that bitch, and I knew Twin was finna send that bitch up, and she sent that bitch up like straight up.
I think when I told everybody it was like a pride party, or even when I told people the name of it, the Clituation, they were like, I don't know about that. But when we were there, they were like, yo, like this shit fun. You know what I mean? So,
bro.
Yeah, no, that was super fun.
Yeah, you see it happening a lot. I feel like just like Minnesota music artists in the past like 3-4 years have been getting a lot more fan bases to stick with them through their journey. Like something we were talking about Nur-D and how he did the 7th Street Entry show like 4 or 5 years ago. He just sold out the main room like 2 months ago
for
or
his
a month
album
ago
release.
for his album release party. And like that was like crazy to see because I remember seeing him back then, and then he even performed at one of our shows like 3 years ago or whatever. And it's just like seeing that, it's like when the motion's happening and people are starting to become willing to support people and actually buy into their careers, not just like repost their song on the story or something. Yeah,
shout out Nur-D because he was like one of those first people that kind of showed me that being in the studio isn't just being an artist. Nur-D showed me that performing really matters, and being a good performer really matters.
He's gotten a lot of gigs because of how good of his team is at performing. Yeah, and just the band and just how he presents himself. And, you know, I take notes from that kind of shit. Yeah. And, yeah, ever since, like you said, ever since 5 years ago, I've been looking up to him, and just seeing him grow makes me excited for my growth. You know what I mean? Yeah. I kind of want to hop back on a timeline here. So we kind of got off where you were going through high school. You finished high school. I think you were doing engineering over at the 11th Ave studio before that. Is that where you met Steenie? I feel like I've seen him around there all the time. That's where you all met? Yeah, I met Steenie. I was like 16. Like 15, so that was when you were still in high school, working there. And then talk me through the decision to go to Iowa. You're playing, it was a JUCO basketball, to go out there, and I guess like the decision to come back. Like how did that? I guess because I don't know, like basketball has always been fun. I've always been like pretty decently good at it, but also like as you get older, like a teenager, you kind of get in the different stuff. You know what I mean? You go party, you go drink, you go hang with your friends, you go, you know what I mean? And when I got into college, it was kind of a big eye opener. Like, oh my God, I can be a badass kid. I can go do whatever the fuck I want. My mom's not here, my dad's not here. Ooh. But I also felt really lonely. Yeah. And I felt something was missing. And I think it was music and my music friends, because music always like was that excitement in my life. Like basketball was like working hard, grinding, you know what I mean, teaching me how to be strong, so on and so forth. But music was that fun, that do whatever you want, the dream on kind of. And that was something I was missing when I was in college. And I just kind of like made that decision where like, you know, I miss being the topic. I miss it a lot. Yeah. I don't want to have to work hard, or not that I don't have to work hard, but I don't want to have to sit here and play basketball and kind of waste 4 years of prime time. I feel like prime time, like from 18 to 22, 24, whatever, that college years are like real experience years that I wanted to just go and do my thing. And then I could always go back to college. And basketball was fun, but it wasn't that fun to where I wanted to stick around and just put a lot of work in that I wasn't feeling. And that's kind of what we did too. We all met playing college football, and then we all dropped out, moved to Minneapolis after a year and a half, because we were just like, there's more fun things to do. This ain't our dream. You know, none of us were gonna go to the NFL unless we start taking steroids. I'm not gonna be Paige ass in the WNBA, you know, or she's finna be in the WNBA. I'm pretty sure. So like,
I don't think basketball was my calling, but it definitely taught me a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll never regret playing, and I'll never regret even dipping my toe into the college basketball. And because I just realized how hard it is and how much like you really have to be built for it. And not that I wasn't built for it, it wasn't my liking. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I think there's always something to learn when going to college, even if like you don't necessarily graduate or do well in school. You just got to, take advantage of the people that are around you and just learn lessons along the way. And
thankfully, I was on a scholarship, so I wasn't, wasting a lot of money. And it was just a learning experience, I feel like. I feel like if the music shit doesn't work, I'll probably end up going back to college just because it was fun and it was cool. But I want to do this shit. You know what I mean? I want to.
But like, what is the music shit not working out? You know what I mean? Like, like you could survive off of music and still not be famous. You know what I mean?
No,
so
it's
like there's plenty of ways to make $1,500 a month off music to be able to pay your rent and buy groceries or whatever it may be, depending on where you're living.
And it's not even that. I think it was because the independence factor in high school was just like a lot, or not high school, in college was just a lot for me right away. You know what I mean? And one thing about music is that even though we're all independent artists, at least with Freeworld, like we all work together and it just feels like a family. And when I was in college, it didn't feel like a family. Like even though it was basketball, I didn't feel like, you know what I mean? Like how it was supposed to feel. It didn't feel like a team. And I didn't like that because Hopkins felt like a team a lot. And when I went to college, it didn't felt like a team. It kind of felt like everybody for themselves because everybody trying to get another D1. Because when you go to JUCO, you try to get another D1 scholarship or you try to get another D2 scholarship. Like you're only in JUCO for 2 years, so you better be good. You better work your ass off, or what, you know? So I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna.
I remember when you went out there and you went out there and like you weren't making any music while you were out there, right? Because there was like that. Were you out there? It was 1 year.
Yeah, like not even
a
one
full
semester.
Year, I remember you going out there and it was just like I didn't see like it went from going to seeing you post about music like every day to like I haven't seen like nothing about you in a while, and then you came back to town and tapped in with us and you said that you're back gonna make music again. Like definitely
because there was no time. I didn't have time to sit down and record. I didn't have time. I had to go to practice, go watch film, work out, go to school, come back to my dorm, and I'm tired as fuck. And I gotta do homework. Like fuck that.
And if there isn't like a a really dope studio around there, you got to set up a makeshift one in your dorm.
I was in the middle of buttfuck Iowa. Like it wasn't a place for me at all.
Yeah, we had the fucking the snowball mic attached
even
to
with
the
you, like even
beds.
college, even going to a bigger school in Arizona might have not been the exact place for you. You know what I mean? As far as
it was. I ran into a lot of issues out there, on God. But, like, school itself, though, if you can really, like, keep yourself 10 toes and know that, like, you're not finna fold under no system or some shit in the real world, you can really do that school shit and get your paper that way, But, like, that shit's not for everybody, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not knocking school at all. Like, if you're in school and you love it, stay in school.
Yeah.
On God.
There's a lot of cool things. There's a lot of cool jobs out there that require a degree or a certain type of education, but there's also a lot of really cool jobs that don't.
Yeah.
So.
And also, like, this life shit or this like even doing music full time or trying to do it can be harder than school, dead ass. And it might not seem like it, but if you were in my position, you would know. You know what I mean? So I just feel like you can't really judge me for picking an alternative, or you can't really, you know what I mean, until you try. Like until you're in my position where I'm doing music every single day, it's just as hard as doing school every day. I feel like if you're that dedicated.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I mean?
That's some
and
real
I always
spill
see.
right there.
When we dropped out of college, I was like, all right, give me 4 years, and see where Waterwave is in 4 years. That's like graduating college. Right now, we like, depending on when you quote or call like Waterwave started, we like just hit our 4-year anniversary like a couple months ago.
I just remember y'all being
look
in
at y'all
apartments.
niggas.
Look at y'all.
And if I would rather, and it's like, would I trade the past 4 years I could have spent in college to have a degree to maybe get a cool job and then start Waterwave now that I have backing and I have a consistent amount of money and I can actually invest in it, or would I take what I did the past 4
years to get the store?
Yeah, or like if we started Waterwave right when we graduated college, I could have maybe, we could have started the store right there, but we wouldn't have had the brand equity that we had. Like when we opened the store, there's no way we would have sold anything the first day if we didn't, have the media side of the brand, like if people just to know about it. So yeah, because like you're like 2 years out of high school?
Yeah.
2 years out of high school, so
years.
it's like in 2 more years it'd be like you getting your 4-year degree in in music or whatever you want to call it, and you see where you'd be at compared to maybe where you would be with it in college.
And like, I just feel like I've been doing shit that people older than me dream about doing, and I did that shit when I was 16, 15. So like, time is important, and it's something you can't get back. So is you finna waste your time trying to figure out if I want to do this music shit?
Oh yeah, we back.
All right, we're back.
Sorry, guys.
He just hit that with the Thor's hammer. It don't even make
Are you the
sense.
Hulk?
Heavy hand press.
That don't even make sense. The chords are under the table, and you just hit the table, and it came up.
Vinny not even cut like that.
That's
Heavy
that
hand
Freeworld
press.
shit. That's that Freeworld shit, bro.
Freeworld shit.
So yeah, So I guess now that kind of leads us in the time frame back to like kind of when you came back and you tapped in with Freeworld. So I'm curious, like what do you guys got coming up next, or like what have you dropped recently? I know you two have a single out. That one's I put it on the playlist the other day.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
shout
Oh,
out
yeah?
Waterway,
What's wrong with that?
man. That's love.
And I remember first time I seen you, I think you were performing with her live. Like I walked into her set. I don't know, maybe we met before them. That was like my first impression of your music wise. But you two seem like you have a pretty good tandem of like the type of style of music you make together.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So maybe you want to speak on like that last single. I forget the title of it.
Shit. I mean, I could just talk
Oh
about
Yeah.
Rio, period, because a lot, like, I feel like now if you see me, you see Rio, and it's because like me and Rio were kind of under the same boat right when we met, like literally, because Sonny, when I came back to Minnesota and I started getting in the studio again, Sonny was like, yeah, I got this kid that
I love you, Enzyrose.
long arm ass. Like what?
Right.
He's like, I got this kid named Rio. This was winter break, right? So you were in college during winter break. He was back in winter break. He's like, I got this kid named Rio. He makes music. Woo woo. We got in the studio. He showed me his music, and I was like, oh my god, like how have I not heard of you before? Who are you? Woo woo. Ever since me and Rio got in the studio the first day, we never like every day was, what are we gonna do today? What music are we gonna make? Like when I first met Rio, in the first 3 days, we probably made a whole album self-tracking together in the studio because we didn't have shit else to do. And he was just kind of talking about how college wasn't working for him too. And I was like, man, college was not working for me. And I just can't. And we just kind of like made this decision where it's like, what do we want to do? And we're like, finna do this music shit.
We was like, we got this shit. What the fuck?
And I just told Rio, I was like, you stick with me, I stick with you, and we're finna start something big. And Sonny was like, we're finna be big. And we were like, let's just do it. You know what I mean? So we kind of just stopped everything we were doing in our lives. I quit my job. I just quit everything I was doing.
I got kicked out of school like
Kicked
a
out
week
of
after.
school.
No
Literally. Came back. We lived in Sonny's studio. Literally lived in there and made music all day, every day. Steenie was there every day. Made music
And
every
then
day.
after that shit, we went to another studio across the bridge, and it's titled those Lake Street days, bro. Because I feel like we made some of the biggest progress in terms of like progression together type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the music that we started making over at that Lake Street studio was crazy, folks. And that's when we met all them lavish niggas, lavish bands, lavish Vinci, lavish Wonder. That's where we met. Shit, that's where I met Oxblood.
Yeah.
You know, a whole bunch of connections came out of that studio, and it felt like we had the whole city coming into like the basement of the shittiest building just to come be with us and make music.
Yeah.
It was the coolest shit ever, folks.
After Sonny's studio, Sonny was like, yo, there's a studio in South Minneapolis for $400 a month. I think y'all should go get the studio. And we were like, $400 is not shit.
Right.
We're like, what the fuck? So we're like, we finna go live at that studio. What? So we called all of our homies. We were like, Steenie, we're finna get a studio. Who else? Oxblood. Shout out Oxblood.
Luna.
Yeah, we called Luna. We were like, Luna, there's a studio over south they're trying to get. And Luna was like, there's a studio? I'll pay for the first month's rent right now. And the next day, we went to the studio and we gave him the rent. Z-Boy, shout out Z-Boy. We're like, here you go. And then for 2 to 3 months, we locked ourselves in that studio. The studio didn't have Wi-Fi, so we kind of just forced ourselves to make music. We weren't even on our phones. We were just making music. And that's where we met Vinny and Da Vinci and Wonder. And ever since we stepped into their room, it was kind of like over with. Like,
over.
And then, so yeah. But as far as that single we put out, oh yeah, when did we record that shit?
That was at Sunny Studio.
That was
that
the
first
Sunny
week
Studio
that we
when we
met,
first
bro.
met. Yeah, so
that was one of those
we just
ones.
put that out, and yeah, and I feel like our styles are really, because kind of like, I'm not a rapper, like I don't rap
Pop
all
shit.
the time. We make pop music, so we kind of wanted to make a song where anyone could relate. You know what I mean? You know, get high into the room, start spinning. Oh yeah, ain't nobody finna ruin this feeling. Oh yeah, I feel like just the positivity of the song makes it, and I think the positivity of our movement makes us who we are.
Bro, and I feel like, to add on to that, like I feel like that pop style, like friendly music is like essential in the music industry and shit. And as a collective, I think it's so cool because like we got that side of music, but we also got our niggas that is really turning shit up on all calibers, like that street music and shit. Like we have so many different styles, bro. Like all my niggas really be doing they shit to the extreme. You feel me? Like they really be like cutting up on these beats, folks. Like, I swear to God, bro. Like Nika Pay, Vinny Benz, bro. These niggas, Retro Kashi, nigga. Their style of music is so different from mine, but they still fuck with me because it's the music. It's the music that matters, you know what I'm saying?
It's cool that we can kind of mix in the street music with the pop music, and it could all be one cohesive vibe. And I just feel like Freeworld itself is one cohesive vibe. We have all different kinds of music, all different kinds of art, all different kinds of people who rep different sets, who do different stuff, who are from different places, but we all get to meet up at the end of the day and be like, y'all, like, you know what I mean? I feel like when you see a lot of music groups, it's always a lot of head bumping, and it still is a lot of head bumping, but we could sit there and talk it out like grown folks. You know what I mean?
We put that shit on the flow.
And I think that's cool about Freeworld is that you see a lot of
There's
music.
rare that we have animosity with each other, because we're
we
gonna talk about it, fam.
And if we do, we talk about it or we fight it out.
We're gonna fight it out, literally,
like dead ass.
Literally, like we brothers and sisters. That's what happen when you get into it with your brother and sister, right? Okay, so throw them fucking boxing gloves on and figure that shit out.
Literally, and so I love it because it's a family.
It's a
and
family,
I think that's what people realize. I think people realize it. I think other people realize that we were a family before we realized we were a family. Because they're like, damn, y'all really love each other. Y'all really support each other.
I heard that shit for a minute, and this is like 2 months deep after I just start fucking with them. I'm like, yeah, this game, but whoa, you know? But now it's really like that. You can see it, though. You feel what I'm saying? You can really see that shit, bro.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I think more people need to take that into account of box it out. A lot of people.
Box it out, bro.
A lot more. There's a lot worse violence that be happening.
If you got a brother or anything like that, family, friends, bro, no animosity. There should never be any animosity in your friendship, bro.
And we never cared about who's the best,
We
too.
don't care
You know
about
what I
that
mean?
shit, bro.
It's all about each other. You push each other. And I think that's one thing about Minnesota that I think lately it feels like we're actually getting it. You know what I mean? We actually get it.
Bro,
like,
since last year, bro, and y'all know I'm from Detroit, I'm going to say it all day. Hey, since last year, bro, Minnesota, on the outside looking in, y'all getting the spotlight at this bitch, bro. Yeah. Niggas getting the spotlight. Minnesota is finally starting to get that recognition, bro. Like, I don't know who did it, if we had something to do with it, but Minnesota is getting on the map, bro.
I feel like once we all trying to just kind of put our pride to the side and just like work, cause like, shout out Jay Plaza.
Shout out Jay fucking
dead
Plaza.
ass, because he told me, he was like, yo, like I've been in Minnesota music forever, and I'm finally starting to see I'm finally starting to see people work together, and I think it's because of the youth.
Yeah, it's a whole new generation compared to how, like, there's a disconnect to where the older generation don't understand what we're doing exactly, but we understand it with each other.
Exactly.
And I think like the no animosity thing, and to like also not competing with each other. That's a big thing that I've always did, is I've never wanted to have a negative opinion towards someone. I might give someone good constructive criticism on their music. That's a little different, but like overall, like I wouldn't compare like Waterwave to like any of these other news sites or like any of my artists that are under Waterwave to anyone else's art. Any of
There's
them.
no other news sites.
Well, like the Live on Lake Street,
stand up,
Motivation to Hustle.
There's no other.
I got something to drop.
There's like if we're this is I don't care if it's chatting though. This is like these are conversations that need to happen. Literally, like I feel like people cannot get mad, or just in general like, oh, Waterwave isn't seeing this, Waterwave isn't seeing, like, you know how many people probably DM you every fucking day, but it's also a sense of like, dude, I have so much going on, like I can't put all my attention because you just dropped your first song. You know what I mean? Like you have to work hard to get noticed in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
And even like something like getting on the podcast, we shoot these one day a week. So it's like, how many people are out there that want podcasts, and how much time do I even have to shoot them? Like today I'm squeezing 3 of them in. We usually only do 2 a day. Yeah. But it's just like that's like another thing too. And like there was a guy yesterday that I met for the first time. He's like, I've been trying to get a hold of you for 2 years, but like some DJ Lowe bridged the gap of me not ever meeting this guy in person. And he was like, yeah, I wasn't necessarily stressing about it because I seen you working with all the younger kids, and now here I am like working with you. And it was just like, yeah, it'll happen eventually. It's just got to happen naturally, or like meeting people in person.
Exactly. I think
like,
something I really realized was,
and even be like, it'll be really credible people that I've never met in person that like I just don't have that type of real bond with you through the DMs. And that first time we meet in person, I'm like, oh, you're a cool ass dude. Right. But anybody can seem cool in the DMs. It's like it's like that one different connect of like, if I see you around a lot, or if we have actual conversations, then it's a lot easier to be like, yeah, come on the show, because I know who you are.
You can't expect somebody to like know who you are or pay attention to you unless you make them pay attention. Like, I can't stress it enough. You literally have to make people pay attention to you, or they're not gonna give a fuck. You know how many fucking artists there are in Minnesota who make this same kind of music and do the same kind of shit? Everybody out here trying to get noticed.
But it's true.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are really bad in every alley of business. Like, if you think about music is a business before it's a hobby. For if you're worried about like connecting with like, you know, media companies and like actually building a career out of it, like it's a real business, to where like if you see like all these big news sites like the No Jumpers, Academics, Shade Rooms, Say Cheese, all that type of stuff, every time when you see some, like for Casey for example, like he's getting posted on all these news sites, they're not doing that shit out the love. His label or whoever that is paying them a band each to post that shit, or promotion. You know, that's maybe in him and every other million artist out here, you know.
It's a play to play. It's a what's called pay to play game nowadays.
Yeah, so it's like, it's not even, it's like the fact that like these types of news sites are posting some people out of the love, or the people that have motion that have a lot of motion going on, they're getting posted because it draws traction to their page.
You gotta have motion to get posted.
To get posted. Like, you can't, like, if you just dropping a single off the strength of, oh, I just dropped a single today, and you're not posting it, like y'all fake as hell or something. Yeah. Like, if a bunch of people start making TikToks to that single, then it's like, oh shit, this person just dropped a song and it's a TikTok trend. Boom, that's the motion. It's like, it's more than just like, oh, this person dropped, unless your name carries like the weight where it's like you drop and all of a sudden, you know, like everybody's talking about it. And then it has like that motion to like report
or
on,
not, you know?
Even
that, like, just as an artist, you have to know how to network. Like, you can't just drop a song and tell everybody to post it and expect everybody to just be hip to you. Yeah. Like, you have to go to open mics. You have to go to shows. Whether it's your show or not, you should still be in the building to connect with those people. Yeah. If somebody knows Waterwave is going to be at this show and this person's performing, it's Trayson Green's performing, right? Shout out Trayson. Honestly, shout out Trayson. That's my nigga. He put me on the show. And, like, I've been working with Trayson for a long, long ass time, right? The only way I knew about y'all niggas or about anybody is because Nur-D or whoever, Jake Giller, introduced me to y'all, or because I was in the building with y'all, right? I'm not finna DM y'all and be like, hey, can you post my new... No, I'm finna catch you in person. I'm finna catch you on the street over here in Dinkytown. Freeworld, like, hey, Eric, da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing but a conversation, but you can't expect somebody to understand you or understand whatever the fuck you got going on through the DMs. Like, you gotta make some noise. You gotta stop into the store and talk to somebody, or stop, like, you know what I mean? Like, stop thinking everything's gonna happen remotely. Like, I know TikTok's a thing and the internet's a thing, but you still have, and this is something Fats taught me too, you still have to get up and be present, be in the building, be on the street, be in the room, be in people's ears, you know, be at the table, or you're not finna eat. Yeah.
Facts.
That's one thing that like I personally kind of I kind of step back a little too I step back a little too much of, like, when like the first like 2.5 years of Waterwave, we was at every local show. We was everywhere we could be, vlogging, doing free videos, free photos for people, sending them the photos, sending them the videos for free, just to build the name up. And I kind of got away from like just going to everything, because it's just like, when we open the store, we're putting in 7 days a week, 8 hours a day. Like, there's like, when in that local show from 8 to 12, when you get off from a 12 to 8 from working in the store all day for all 7 days a week, sounds a lot harder to get to than it does. But it's like, I could definitely see, like, we were losing a slight disconnect from like the underground like presence of people. So like this past like few months, we've been trying to get back out to that, and I can see it's already like like just building up more people that hear about you for the first time. Because like we're not bigger than any program either. Like we go to a show, there may be 25 people there. There, you know, maybe only 5 of those people have heard of Waterwave. That's 20 more people that could hit that follow or subscribe.
Okay, now what about this, right? Let's say you post Rio's song, right? And you follow Waterwave, right? You guys have damn near 10K, right? Or you have 10K plus, right? On the gram. If every single person that followed you posted Rio's song, you know how many views and recognition Rio would have, right? So if I ask to get on Waterwave, right? Anybody else who's on any post that you have on Waterwave that I think's interesting, I'm finna repost it because I know someone else might see it and repost it, right? Do not ask to get on a platform if you're not about to support that. Like I'm finna get on this podcast and I'm finna repost it as much as possible. I'm finna tell my people to repost it, right? If I see that you're not reposting me and showing me love, why the fuck am I gonna show you love? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna show everybody love.
Yeah.
Because when I do that, then cause like you feel me, like if you're not reposting my shit, well, how do you expect me to sit here and not charge you $250 for a feature?
And I just be posting y'all
like what
shit,
the fuck?
Not even Waterwave. Like I just be posting shit.
Everybody's shit.
I like it. I don't even care, bro. I don't even care if I don't fuck with you or not. If I like it, that bitch going on my story, bro.
Yeah.
I could be taxing niggas. You hear me, bro?
So how about stop asking for support and start showing
the support and you get it back.
And then maybe you'll get that support because you
That's
showed
the real
it.
answer right there.
The fuck? Like I don't want to hear that.
That's
shit.
the answer right there. Because there'd be people that'll comment. There's multiple people that I'll post, let's say, something about an artist in Minnesota, and they'll be the first one or first few people to like comment like a laughing emoji or like who the fuck is this, and then be the same people that be like being mad that I'm not posting about them. And it's like, why? Like, if you're hating on someone else publicly on my platform, why would I post you on
like,
my
boy,
hater.
Boy, if you don't
Why
get
would
in the
I-
studio,
Public hater.
Like,
the fuck, half of y'all niggas don't even be in the studio. Like, the
Y'all don't be
fuck,
in the
like,
studio.
perfect
Yeah,
your
a lot of
craft
peop-
first.
if
Y'all
people
be
are talking, like,
outside.
even if it's not even directly on our platform, if people are just, if there's a certain artist that's bashing like Minnesota or just like always talking down on people, I don't. There's plenty of other people that I could post.
Yeah.
I don't need to post the person that's
I can think
always
of a nigga.
negative. You know.
He
Like,
talking
I
A
don't
lot
need to
of
post
people that-
and there's a lot of them. Like I could think of specific names too, but there's just so many that I don't even entertain, that I just don't even look deep into them. But
And you know another thing I really appreciate too, Bands is from Detroit. He makes it clear that he's from Detroit. If you are from another state and you talking shit about Minnesota, why are you talking like you?
Take
you're-
your ass home. Go
This is
home.
hard. Minnesota is so hard. I promise you, if we were in ATL and Freeworld was a thing, we'd probably be blown out the water by now. You know what I mean? Just
have a
because
lot
that's
more
how ATL works.
opportunities,
In
too.
ATL, Future posting Gunna posting Future,
mama.
Gunna posting this person, that person posting. Everybody's supporting each other. That's why people are blowing up. The
There's some
fuck?
bad bitches in
Y'all gotta
Atlanta, man.
support
Shout out to
Minnesota,
bad
bro. That's
bitches
the
in
finest
Atlanta,
shit,
man.
bro. Once y'all start supporting each other, bro, watch. Just watch.
Y'all
I'm
niggas
telling you.
kill me with that shit.
and you see the one, and those the ones that have been like fucking with each other and. Or even just like fucking with like the scene, like you can tell the ones that have been growing and the ones that have been plateauing the past few years. Like there's plenty of artists that I was like, oh shit, this guy is doing something, but all of a sudden he's just he's just a negative ass dude and he hasn't done shit since that time. And I was like, oh, this is like the guy I want to get behind. And all of a sudden, no, like 2.5 years later, this guy is still doing the same shit, still talking shit about the same people that have surpassed him.
Because you gotta learn how to play the internet, bro. You gotta learn how to catch people's eyes. You gotta learn how to get people's attention.
Don't
You
gotta
can't,
be fake.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like you just gotta be a good dude, folks. Like, come on now. Like, the niggas that I support in this Minnesota shit, for real, like, shout out, like, first off, shout out to Farmer Dreams, nigga, and the Son Show coming up. You know what I'm saying? And shout out Hanad Benz, bro, and shout out Hasim. And, like, those niggas are just actually good people. Like, I would really talk to Son if I just saw this nigga, like, on the street. And, like, have a whole ass convo with this
And
nigga.
like I've never had a conversation with Son and heard him complain about shit.
ever. And this nigga doesn't curse.
He always so positive. That's the Somalian guy.
Yes, folks.
Yeah.
They just
I fuck with him.
like
Shout out to him,
genuine
too.
folks. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like, come on.
Like,
Like,
and there's a reason why we're talking about him and we're not talking about so and so, because so and so keeps talking about how y'all don't support me and this, that, and the third. Shut the fuck up,
Or
nigga.
my favorite thing is like when we like right now we launched that Spotify playlist, right? And we're putting new songs on it every day. And there's a lot of songs that I knew I want on there, and there's still a list of them I know I want on there, but I'm waiting to add them every day so we can just stay consistent with putting new songs on there and interchanging them with older ones, because like there's new people hitting that like button on it every day. But for like we dropped that, and then there's people like, how the fuck you ain't got me on there? And it's like, if you got a comment, how do I not have you on there? Then it's like, then one, it's either that you were going to be on there, you were going to be on there in a couple days. Maybe you were going to be on there, but maybe now I don't, because now you're trying to talk shit.
On God,
Joe impatient ass.
Yeah, but
hey,
then
Eric, on God, I wanted to slide up like, bro, but I didn't though. You feel me? I wanted to say something like, bro, am I on that playlist, Eric? I was gonna fuck with you a little bit,
but it gets,
but the thing is,
like
and
that,
people,
though.
it gets like that. But even that happens with everything, not even just specifically the place, but like people will count themselves out before like they even had a chance to get in, like if that makes sense, like burn the bridge before it even gets fully built, like shit like that. It's just
maybe send them your song and be like, hey Eric, my name is this,
or to be like, I'm the hottest, how you don't got me on there? Well, if you are the hottest, you shouldn't even be worried if I have you on a playlist that has 50 likes on it or not. Like, if you are quote unquote the hottest artist in Minnesota, you shouldn't give a fuck about. You think Young Gravy or Casey gives a fuck if they're on my playlist? No, they don't give a fuck.
Shout out Young Gravy.
Shout out Young Gravy.
You know what I mean?
Shout out Young
You think
Gravy.
they give a fuck if they're on my playlist?
Casey.
They don't. They're on it, but they don't give a fuck if they're on it. Like,
Casey literally moved away, worked on his music, and got signed.
Mm-hmm. He showed a lot of love back home too.
Exactly.
He's doing it very well. So Casey has literally, I've learned a lot from his camp. Like, when we going back talking about like all these pages that post you and whatnot, like I've been like just watching him and his whole team. Like, I've learned a lot just from paying attention, asking questions when I can. Like,
the crazy part about it is I finally got to the point where I'm kind of dipping my toes into like the actual music industry, the real, you know what I mean? I'm in the building I'm in the building with stars, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting there and I'm taking notes and I'm learning. I'm not worried about being in Casey's ear or being in T Grizzly's ear and I'm NZ, this is my music, No, I'm sitting there, I'm sitting back and I'm taking notes. Because I'm going to be in that position one day. You know what I mean? So like I feel like it's not about making the most noise. It's not about doing this, doing all you can. No, it's about learning from other people and applying that to what you got going on. Exactly. And that's how you're going to get bigger, and that's how you're going to get better.
Don't ask for too much off the first meeting. That's the one thing I learned from Gary Vee when I started my business was, as soon as you meet someone, don't ask for shit the first time you meet them. Introduce yourself, and that is it. Let them be the one that's like, oh, we should do this together, or maybe on the 4th, 5th meeting, be like, yo, I got this coming up, like let me get on the show, or like, do you think we could do this, or do you think like I could do that, whatever. But like I took that into account every time I meet someone for the first time. I'm not like, if it's a promoter, I'm not like, oh, let's do an event together, or if it's another podcast show, I'm like, let me get on your show the first time you meet someone. You want them to be the aggressor in the situation when you're meeting these connections. Yeah,
and a lot of people have been mad at me lately because they're like, oh, you're gatekeeping connections, you're gatekeeping this, that, and the third. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, the fuck? Can you put me on? Can you tell them? Can I put myself? You know what I mean? Like, bro, you know what I mean? Like,
hey, the only industry I know is this nigga right here.
Shout out Jaye.
Hey, you got to watch it.
Shout out fucking Jaye.
Shout out Jaye State, man.
I love Jaye State.
2 days ago or last night, 2 nights ago.
This is like 3 nights ago.
You know what I'm saying?
We were so fucked.
He's really one of them niggas though. He's really one of them niggas though.
He's
one of them niggas though. One of them niggas.
He's at our fucking podcast interview the other day. I'm pretty sure this is all his shit that he set up for us.
It is.
Guess what he's doing though? Not saying shit.
No, he's doing what Jackson is doing right now.
Yeah.
On a good positive note, though, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fuck with Jaye State. That was his interview drops tomorrow, but if you're watching this, it's out now. That was like my first sit down actually having a conversation with this guy, and our big thing was, let's bridge this gap of our generation. Like, I'm 23, he's like 43,
really?
So like bridge.
Damn,
like,
I want to watch this, bro. I'm finna watch the fuck out of this.
No, you know what's crazy? That's
really good. It was one of my favorites.
That's my biggest thing right now is like getting the OGs to fuck with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're young.
Not even just getting them to fuck with us, but to respect us and understand what we're doing and how like we aren't trying to like ignore what you guys built for us. Like, I was really like I was like dead ass just asking like, what have you done to earn the gatekeeper thing? Not in a disrespectful way, but like, I'm curious.
I bet he couldn't wait.
He graduated. he graduated high school when I was like 5 years old. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know what you were doing then? Like,
another people call Minnesota Fats a gatekeeper too. Like, We was in Bullwinkle's. We hosted, and we're about to start it back up here again soon. But Taco Tuesday, it's an open mic. You can come and rock out.
Coming real soon.
Yep, coming
Again.
back real soon. It was this thing where we were like, okay, we finna do an open mic. You get to come, you get to sign up. We get to do whatever the fuck we want in Bullwinkle's. Like they didn't give a fuck, right? People were still mad. How are you still mad that you can't get on an open mic? You need to be in the door early. You need to get there early. You need to communicate with you know what I mean?
Niggas
like,
think they so rock star to pull up at 11:30 to a Taco Tuesday.
11:30 ain't gonna work. Cause
It's
Freeworld
not.
on the list too. We perform.
If you don't
that
take
bitch
your-
too, and there's a lot of us.
Don't take
Or
your
just
4
with- or
average
just
streams
with-
on SoundCloud that's out of here, folks. Like, you gotta work for this shit, bro. There's real artists in the building, folks, and not even that, nigga. It's real aspiring artists too. So the
And
fact
not
that
even that. Not only is there real artists in the building, but Minnesota Fats in the building. Jay Estate's in the
Jay
building.
Estate in the
We had
building.
we had a new guest DJ every week.
Yeah.
Didn't we have
And
Keezy one week?
We had Keezy. We had
These are
Ones.
big
Shout
niggas.
out DJ Low.
We had Keezy. We had Ones. We had DJ
Yeah.
Low. We have all these DJs that are DJing in the clubs at Union, at Exchange, at da 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 da.
come
And
to
all
our
you
shit.
gotta do is perform and be good, and they might
Bro, they
might
gonna
play your
fuck
song
with
in
you,
the
bro.
club next week.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
That brings that reminded me of another point too. Is like you never know who you're like who's gonna be in the building or who's like watching someone's page too. Because like someone had me post like their new music video or whatever, did some promo for them, and 2 hours later I get a call from, I don't know if I want to drop his name, but a very famous DJ and producer that's worked with a lot of labels, and you
Right.
probably know who I'm talking about
Right.
because you've been with him. But he's like, yo, what's this guy's number? His shit's hard. So guy goes from trying to throw me some money to do a little promo for him
Right.
to now getting his phone number in a famous producer DJ's name that may spin your song. He may call you and give you some advice. He may bring you to the studio next time he in town or invite you out.
Takes work to make work.
You
Takes
never know.
money to make money.
Like you just gotta understand, like I guess the value of either getting on a page or getting in a door. Like both of those can change your game more than just the promo itself or the performance
cap.
itself.
Like
That
a lot of
you
people
never
don't know, but that T Grizzly event was free.
yeah,
Literally
it
free.
was free.
And all you had to do was be there.
Yeah, and I literally did like Ryan from 300 told us to do like a giveaway where we give away spots, but then he's like, just invite any, like, you know, like you give away as many slots as you want. But I made it like a giveaway thing, but I invited everybody that entered. I said, what's your name? Put them on the list.
Yeah.
I don't know if they all came, but that might have, you know, it was really packed.
All
so
you
like,
had to do
most
was
of
be
them
in the
probably
door.
did.
You might bump into T Grizzly in the bathroom, and he might be like, "Oh, what's up, nigga?
He's
What
a
the
real-
fuck?"
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, 'cause
what?
I got real lucky with
He
the
a real
interview.
one.
He was a
too.
really cool
Shout out
person.
T
Like
Grizzly.
most of these industry or like, you know what I mean, like whatever you think is industry standard, you know what I mean, are actually really cool normal people, and
Shout
all
out
you have to
Prof.
do is be in the building. You know what I
Prof
mean?
was genuine as
Prof
fuck.
was
Yeah.
super
Yeah, let's
cool,
talk about-
super
yeah,
genuine.
That nigga made me
The
take
Prof
a picture
show.
with him damn near.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I feel like that might be a good topic to end it off on. Going and doing the Prof out. Was it a Prof outdoors?
Yeah, it was he had a little 3-day tour. We did the first stop, which was in
out-
Duluth Superior.
Duluth
And I-
Superior, but that was like, is that like on the border or some
Yeah,
shit?
it
Because
was-
Like the
because I seen some people's locations said Duluth and some said Superior, Wisconsin on like on their stories. I was like, where the fuck are these?
It was
places?
Earth Rider Festival Ground, like a little brewery, but it was like, yeah, it was at the border probably.
Okay.
I think Duluth and they're like the same thing. Damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Just that one
Y'all
bridge.
were in the same
Just that
area.
one
Shit was
bridge.
so
yeah.
wild,
People
bro.
were so mad. They were like, "We're in Superior," and I was like, "It says Duluth on my Snap map." Like, what the fuck? But no, that was really cool. And I got a little 15-minute set. I brought the gang with me. We mobbed on stage.
Enzyrose let me perform.
You know what I mean? You know, the thing about me is like, if I think you're good, you're gonna be on stage with me. You know what I mean? Me and Bands had that song "Energized," and it's an EDM song. So you know, all them white people finna be.
I'd say
Bussin'.
Prof fans are very. I feel like are like the best fans to open up for because they seem like they're very open to like new music.
They don't
Like,
give
you know
a
what I mean?
fuck
They was
who you
fucking
are.
with it
They
as
are
long as it's
rocking with
fire.
you,
They was fucking
and they're
with it.
buying your merch after
Yeah.
that.
And man, what? Shout out Prof and his fans.
I had people even before I did the show, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before I did the show, DMing me like, "Yo, I'm gonna be at the Prof show. I'm so excited to see you." And I was like, "What the fuck? This nigga got some real fans." So when you do those shows and you're in those opportunities, you need to take full advantage of that.
Yeah.
Connect with anybody you can, because those people in the crowds, you never know who's gonna be a new diehard fan. It don't matter. You better You need to network with those fans. You need to talk to them, sell them merch, do whatever you can to get them on your team. Because once you get a prof fan to be your fan, they finna be your fan for life.
For a minute. That nigga got loyal fans, fam.
You know what I mean? So
They was in that bitch with
and that
prof
was
merch on.
yeah, everybody.
Prof hats. Everybody had on a fucking blue prof hats. I'm like, oh, okay.
And it also shows that like you don't need to be the biggest thing in the world to have a diehard fan base. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm excited for that. I'm excited for these diehard fans to start coming in, and I'm excited to you know what I mean? It doesn't matter where I'm from or where I come from, that they accept me and my music just because they like what they see on stage. So, hell yeah. Shout out Prof. He was super cool. He took a whole picture with the gang after. He was baking the fuck out of Vinny.
He's like, fuck,
get your tall ass out the middle.
Like, come on, take the picture, bro. I'm in the fucking Sprinter van, blowing, bro. Good gas, bro. He's like, bro, come on, bro, take the picture. I'm like, all right, bro, sure, I got you, buddy. I'm from the outside. Look, I ain't never heard of dude, but that doesn't mean shit. When I got there and I see the motion, and I'm like, oh,
he just got that no jumper interview.
He got
too.
Going on.
That's
that
that's
nigga
another
Prof
thing of
is,
tying the OGs with the youth.
And that nigga liked and commented on everything I tagged him in, from TikTok to Twitter to the gram. Feel me?
Music is so different now. Hip hop is so different now. Like, music fluctuates and changes, and the music we hear now is way different. Like, the top song now, "Hey bitch, what up," is way different than the top song with back then, which was like "New York" by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Crazy facts, bro. That's nuts, bro.
Yeah.
So how are
Twin
we
putting
to,
shit
so
on
how
the
are
flow,
we to get
gang.
the people
That
that
shit on the
listens,
flow.
or how are we to get the people that was listening to Biggie, Tupac, and all them niggas to fuck with what we got going
Keep
on?
that
We gotta
shit
show them
100, bruh.
that we fuck with y'all just as much as y'all fuck with us. I'm done calling niggas old heads, because you're not old heads. You guys are OGs. Y'all,
Jay State said he's vintage. That's
y'all,
what he calls him.
y'all, they set the
vintage-ass
tone.
Vintage.
Minnesota Fats, Jay Estate, all the OGs in the game, y'all set the tone. Y'all set the bar. All we got to do is pass that. That's what they don't want us to be under the bar. They want us to pass. They're not gatekeeping. They want us to be better than them.
Yeah, because he said he's a basically he when he explained the gatekeeper thing, he was like, he has the keys to the gate, doesn't mean they're locked. You know what I mean? Like, the gate's open. He just happens to be the guy standing next to it that's watching you.
Bro,
walk
he just
through
gotta
it or
fuck with
something,
you.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like Jay be like,
locked.
yeah.
You
So-
gotta be
Yeah.
100, bro. Like me, I rap shoot 'em up, bang bang shit all day. But guess what? When you meet me in person, you see me in person, nigga, I wanna go play the game. Nigga, I wanna go play 2K, nigga. What up, Eric, bro? How you feeling? How's your day?
I
Fuck,
think
you feel me?
people nowadays are so caught up in their image
In
and
the image
what
and
they got
shit,
going
bro, you
on
feel me?
that,
Fuck that
like,
shit, bro.
we have to realize that this is the real world. This is real life. And then, like, at the end of the day, we're all human. And
Be
just
yourself.
because we both make music doesn't mean I'm better than you, doesn't mean you're better than me. I have more followers than you, doesn't mean you're better than me, means that you're better than I. It just, what the fuck, bro? Everybody in Freeworld mixed together, that's 20,000+ followers. All together, we have, you know what I mean? It don't matter individually if you got 1,000, you got 2,000, you got 7K, you got this money. None of that shit
Next month,
matters.
that person might have more than you. You never know.
My
If
song
that's
might
what you're worried
blow
about.
up on TikTok tomorrow, and I got 20,000 followers. Then what? Like, what? Like,
Then the person
Then
that
we're
had
up
10
dog
talking down
shit.
on you because you only got 5 is going to be saying what now?
Right.
Like,
Oh, I know all about it. Y'all know my shit and got deleted, bro.
Hey man,
all
y'all don't
that
know we
shit.
sitting here
All
with
kinds of
Hardhead
shit.
Vinny. This Hardhead Vinny right here.
Motherfuckers be this hardhead Vinny. If
Like-
you know, you know.
If you know,
This
you know.
really hardhead Vinny, bro.
Like-
Motherfuckers,
I just want to know, is you hip?
they'll treat you different.
but is you
bro.
hip though?
Is you
They'll
hip?
treat you real different. You use that, you lose that social. This generation care about social media, bro. You nigga, I had all the followers. My page got lost. I don't want to drop no names, but man, all these niggas up here know exactly who Vinny Bands is. Do they fuck with me because I got 1,800 followers now? No, bro. When I had 12,000 followers, a backup was 6,000, then that's when they was all, I ain't gonna name drop, but bro, like I just said, all of them was in my DM, fam. Feel me? Lost my page, bro.
I can merch, I
lose-
can merch.
So I
It's
lose.
weird.
I lose my page tomorrow. Then what am I?
You still Enzyrose because I'm a.
You know what I mean?
But the
Ooh,
thing-
wee.
I'm
but-
gonna let
but-
you
really
up, nigga.
that.
I'm
The
gonna
thing
lift
is, you
my sister
yeah no
up, nigga.
you losing your page tomorrow, let's say it happened, but you've built your brand to a point to where you still have a name in the real world.
But
it
the
would
only way
still
you
cut out
build your-
probably half the
The only
people
way
that
you
support.
build
You know?
your name in the real world is if you go in the real world and you're like, half of it is not even half, bro. Like, I really don't even fuck with the social media shit, to be honest, bro. If you want to fuck with me and you want to feature, you want to fuck with me, you better go to Bullwinkles and dab me up and say, yo, Enzy, da-da-da-da-da. I don't fuck with the DM shit no more, bro. I'm a real life person. I'm a human. You want to connect with me? Come meet me in person and let's do it from there. And
DM me, bro. You're gonna get business, bro.
That's a lost art. Yeah, if you DM me, I'm gonna treat you like you're you DM me for a feature. I'm gonna treat you like that's what you want to do. You want to DM me. That's how you feel like you want to come at me for this feature instead of, oh, I know Enzy has a show at Bobby Raps. When I get off stage, I'm chilling with y'all in the crowd. I'm not big time. I'm not finna dip. What the hell? I'm finna go see I'm finna go see Bobby Raps perform. I'm finna be in the front looking at how Bobby Raps doing his thing, right? You want to feature? You want to see how I do things? Meet me there. Meet me at the front. When Bobby Raps is performing, you know what I mean? Like,
how she gonna feel after a Bobby Rap show? We ain't made it yet. How she feel after a Bobby Rap show when you walk up to her and you, hey, Enzyrose, I see you, bro. Let me get a song. That's gonna make her feel good.
Yeah.
Rather than, hey, let's work.
That's gonna make her feel good, and she might say, all right, bet, I got you. Rather you DM me, okay, now I'm gonna give your ass a price.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Yeah.
Facts.
It goes like that with everything.
We real, bro.
Super real. Like, now I'm super in-person person. Like, catch me when you catch me, because I just feel like the social media and all that kind of shit just gets out of hand, and it really matters.
Shout out my sister Enzyrose too. I gotta say that, bro, because she done did too much for me, bro, since I've been on this music scene in Minnesota, bro. Like, shout out her, fam. You feel me? Every set, hey, Benz, come on. What? PROF, you sure? Yeah, nigga, come on. Every set. Who's doing that, fam? I lost my, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Enzyrose, bro.
I
If y'all ain't tapped in, tap the fuck in, fam.
Because I got to a point where I was like, if I was in a position that I am now, I'd want somebody, like when I was in high school, I would want somebody to put me on a PROF show, right? Like, I want to build a platform for other people because I didn't have that platform. Yeah. So if I build that platform and give other people those opportunities, we all finna blow. If Van's on the PROF show and I don't know who's in the crowd and makes that phone call, it's like, we like bands, or if bands, you know what I mean? Like, I'm putting all my people on, you know what I mean? Because I know they would do the same for me.
But that's how it's supposed to go. Even as a state, like when I blow up, if I blow up, fuck that. When we blow up from up here, what? I'm coming back.
Fuck that shit.
And I'm showing love to y'all niggas, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't from up here, so it's easy for me to show love. You feel me? Man, I'm coming back. That's what niggas want. You got motherfuckers who make it, bro, big names in they city. Don't fuck with them, bro, because they ain't came back and did shit, bro. You ain't put a nigga on the set. You ain't throw a nigga in the studio.
99% of the industry is fake.
You ain't buy a nigga an Apple, bro. You feel me? Fuck that, bro. You gotta show love to the
99, 99, 98% of the industry is fake.
The bag. The bag is home.
Yeah.
Securing the bag, bro, and the bag is home.
98% of the music industry is fake.
Facts,
bro. Thank you for being a part of that 2%. That's real.
We 2%. We the 2%.
You know what I mean?
But 1%, the 1 and 1. Shout out Young Obeezy.
Shout out to the 1%ers that. I love that. I care about everybody. I want to see everybody up. As long as you want to see me up. Even if you don't want to see me up, for some reason I want to see you up. You know what I mean? That's just how I work. That's how I think about things.
You hip the Young Obeezy?
Have I hit the Young Obeezy?
Are you okay? Detroit lingo. Are you hip? Meaning,
hip.
Are you hip? Are you?
I thought you said hit. Like, I thought you were like.
Are you hip to Young Obeezy?
I've heard the name.
For sure.
After this, I'm gonna put you real hip.
Okay. I've heard the name. I've heard a lot of names, but it's like definitely another disc. I'm a big guy. Like, I don't. Depending on where I'm at, I don't necessarily like to have people like give me their first impression of playing their song on their phone. Like, someone will come in the store and like put their shit up to my ear,
shove it in your ear,
or even at like concerts or in clubs, people try to do that shit, and it's like, if we're in a quiet setting and I can actually like hear it maybe, but like it's just not the best first impression on a lot of people. So it's like, I'll hear names like, oh, yo, I'm Young Obeezy or whoever.
Because it's a right place, right time thing,
yeah.
bro. Like, you're not about to. I'm not about to go up to Eric in the middle of a water wave show and show him my music.
Bro, I was standing literally like on the side of a stage for one of our shows, and someone was performing. We're right next to the speaker, and someone still had the I thought I would like.
I still don't appreciate y'all putting me on at 5:30 or at 7:30 on that one show though, or about to put me on at 7:30 at that one.
What
show.
was that?
For the Trace?
Skyway?
Yeah.
See, when I put together lineups, I try to like, how do I say it? Sometimes the middle of the show is more lit than the end, right? Mm-hmm. I try to at least have like similar vibes to like the headliner leading up to the headliner. Mm-hmm. And I know you come with the pop stuff more than like Trayson's coming with like the hard, the rage shit.
Don't act like I don't do rage music, Eric.
But what are you gonna perform? But regardless, like
anything.
I think beginning of the I think middle of the show for most of our shows are more lit than the end of the show unless you book a headliner. Like the time you went on, there was more people probably in that building than when Trayson went on.
Because I brought those people.
And then it maybe doesn't even matter what time you would go on then if they're going to leave after you perform anyways, you know what I mean? But I don't think there isn't the only bad time to perform is first.
Yeah.
I can agree with that, but someone has to do it. That's why
Nobody wants to go first.
That's why we usually, if we can, like if it's like a really long show, we'll find like a younger guy that has never performed before to like give him his first opportunity. Yeah, but y'all were finna
put the younger guys that haven't performed before in front of me.
King Glow? He was first. He was the only young guy that's like never performed before.
You had Saturday, you had Sunday, AM, at night, Moonlight, whoever the fuck.
Well, he was only gonna do 5 minutes. That was like the thing.
I don't give a fuck if it was 5 minutes.
But see, now we're getting back to the point of where you don't care and you don't have animosity.
No.
But now you're bringing up animosity.
That's the thing. I feel like when you get to the point where you can call people out on that shit, then it's just a simple conversation. You know what I mean? Then it's if you have a problem with something. We already had that conversation. No, I'm already knowing.
So I didn't think we need to revisit it again, but that was just.
I can revisit it.
Huh?
I can revisit it if I want to.
Yeah, I thought we already we're under the understanding of.
She just want to put that shit on the flow.
On me.
To let y'all other motherfuckers know what 5:30 isn't our time. Put us at like 6 or something.
I just feel like
I was gonna say 5:30.
I'm talking.
Have to be a festival for that.
I wish a nigga would put me on at 5:30.
Doors at 5:15 type shit. Like I don't know what store for.
That's weird, bro. That's a fucking outdoor festival or something.
If you're around at 5:30.
Yeah, bro. That's weird. 5:30.
5:30 at an outdoor festival wouldn't be bad. That'd be like towards the end.
That's decent.
Because it starts at noon.
Then again, that show is 16 plus too, and I'm pretty sure you had to start it early.
Yeah, we had to end at 10:30.
Yeah, so on and so forth. But it's shit like that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's levels to this shit, for real. And I feel like not only is like you have to work hard for your positions and so on, you also people like deserve respect where it's due. You know what I mean? Like, but that's just the game. You know what I mean? If you want respect, you have to earn it. Yeah. And that's been my biggest thing, is just trying to earn respect from everybody. You know what I mean?
I say when I like literally my thought process putting on local shows, I don't necessarily look at the order of the artists as a tier list. That's not how I put together shows at all. Like the headliner maybe will be cause I mean the show's called Feeling Like Trayson. Obviously it's his show. He's gonna go last. Yeah. When we do a Bobby Rap show, obviously he's the headliner. Go last. Even on the Bobby Rap show, our 3 guys went before Tarzan and Westside Kobe. You know what I mean? Like we didn't.
Man, shout out Tarzan.
Even on a lot of our shows, like I'll have like Jake go early and then Vino go in the middle, maybe Trayson towards the end, but like and not even be like the headliner. Yeah. So it's like I don't like. As long as people come in, like if we leave that first hour for people to come in, then everyone that's going to come in after that is most likely the people that are going to be there.
So what I was getting to with that is, if there's a show in Minneapolis, pop out when the doors open. Yeah. Like don't pop out late.
Because the whole lineup's going to be fire.
Be there for everybody.
If the right people are putting the show together.
Yeah, like that was my thing, was like, if the show starts at 8. Get there at 8. Like support everybody on that lineup, because they will want the same for you. You know what I mean? And the same people like, oh, why didn't you just I was saying, why didn't you put me on earlier? Well, why didn't everybody show up earlier?
Especially if Freeworld or Enzyrose name on a flyer, definitely get to that bitch on.
And that's why I dropped the flyer with the time slots early,
right?
So that people know, oh, if I'm coming to watch Enzyrose, I got to be there by this time. It's not like, oh, she's going so early, like it's disrespectful. It's like, no, if you're going to a festival and Blueface is on at 3 and whoever, and
I'm not going to see no Blueface.
But I'm getting there. Blueface is on at 3.
Shout out the Lokes,
Gunna's on at 6, and Drake's on at 10. if I don't want to go see Blueface, I'm gonna show up at 6. You know,
Right.
so if someone doesn't want to watch King Glow, but they know Enzy's on at 8, I'm gonna pull up at 7:40 to make sure I'm there before Enzy goes
Right.
on. If I don't care to see the beginning people,
Right.
So I putting it together. It's not a tier list thing at all. Like
Yeah.
that's literally my thought process. You post the times of the slots. People know when to be there to watch who they want to watch, and they can leave after that if they do. Please.
That's what I was getting to. Just like with the open mics, like if you wanna be on the lineup, you gotta get there early to sign up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You better. So, yeah.
Nigga, I'm Freeworld as fuck. I go to Taco Tuesday.
Freeworld
late
to
as
the
hell.
T.
Nigga, what? I ain't
Yeah.
performing, eh? It's too many niggas that had it.
And trust me, I have no animosity or disrespect towards you or
I wasn't.
or anybody else in this music scene unless they initiate it themselves. Then you just lose out on your opportunities that
and
we
then
could
I
maybe
also
give
feel
you.
like, bro, if you feel some type of way about it, just say that.
I mean, that's why
Don't-
literally, remember we had the
Yeah.
conversation because I was hit up by someone else about how you were feeling.
Yeah.
So I called you directly, right?
Yeah.
Boom. I called you. I'm like, what's wrong?
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
I'm not hiding from shit. I'm not like,
That's how we
like
like it.
And
I'm not hiding
that's what
from
I was
nothing.
getting to, bro. If you got a problem with me or what we got going on or what you got going on or what anybody, put that shit on the flow. Don't be on the internet.
That whole ass shit.
Ooh, don't be on the internet talking about.
On the tech
All
side.
right, we go.
No good.
Got long legs over here. We keep
Long
hitting
legs.
chords.
Oh, and,
Long legs, short
and I
cords.
seen niggas posting. Oh yeah, and
This
I seen you
nigga.
niggas posting on y'all Instagrams and shit like I ain't 6'6", and like Rose ain't winning them championships.
No,
and
yeah,
like, we
no,
gonna
no, no,
bust
no.
y'all ass
No,
on
no,
that
no.
court.
Yeah. There's one more thing I wanted to say. So, we're finna start a basketball team.
Fuck.
If anybody wants to play us, the Free World basketball team, hit us up. We could do tournaments. We could Free World versus Waterwave. Free World versus who? I don't give a fuck.
However, y'all
If
wanna
you
do
want
there.
smoke
However y'all
on
do
the
there.
court,
Can we? Does it have to be existing members, or can you recruit
Bro,
This
however
nigga finna
you
go.
Can I
want to
can I
do it.
recruit
If
like
y'all wanna
Jordan
play-
Horn's a waterway
However
athlete?
you
You
wanna
wanna
do it.
you
can
wanna
slide
play
in?
Freeworld? You're finna get your ass busted.
Actually, Eric,
Because I haven't hooped in like 4 or 5
Eric,
years. I don't
I'm,
know.
I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna challenge the waterway.
I feel like I'd be decent. I'm good at
Y'all
post.
can't fuck with us on the court.
Nobody
Hey, hold
can.
on. Can we add a bunch of the artists so they all have to play type shit?
That would be fun.
At Qmo, at Tracing Green, at
Yeah,
Paul Blaze, cause nigga, I see your ass talking
Big
too,
ass
nigga.
nigga.
No, nigga,
Nah.
I'm gonna dunk on your ass, bro.
At Lil Dusky, you can't guard any of us.
Lil Dusky,
I
I'ma
don't give
dunk
a
on you, fam.
fuck.
I seen your little shit.
I seen that Instagram post. You can't
I ain't
guard
letting
us.
I ain't letting it slide, dude.
We
What'd
want
he
a
say?
we want a basketball tournament.
Dusky post, man. Fuck this, man. Lil
I seen
Dusky
he used to
posted a
he
lot
posts
of
his
hooping
highlights
shit.
sometimes.
Oh
He
yeah,
posted a lot of highlights and shit.
I got championships under my belt. We could do this.
I got championships under
Hey,
my belt.
we're
on
not.
God.
We don't only do music. We play sports too. We
play
some
sports.
tall ass
You see me
niggas.
walking around the neighborhood all the time, nigga. What?
Y'all
I
some
be
tall
either
ass
coming
niggas.
Y'all
I'm
can
not a
catch
tall
us
ass
at
nigga.
the court over here in Dinky
in
Town
Dinky Town or wherever y'all
and
want to
get
do
these
it.
buckets. Or
Yeah, we can put money on the
I feel
floor.
like that'd be a cool fun. That'd be
Let's
like a
do
fun
it.
tournament, like just like a rapper basketball.
I'm challenging.
do a
I'm
3v3,
challenging Waterway
5v5.
first. I'm calling out
3v3
Waterway
would
first.
probably be
And
the
give me them a
best.
Flamo Dreams niggas too. I want
yeah,
all of
no,
that
I
shit.
want.
Son, you not safe
everybody.
with your
I'm
little.
calling out
kinda fun to
Waterway
set up.
too.
I want.
Fuck it, I'm calling out
want-
Lil Dusky too.
I want a Minnesota music basketball festival. I want these
That'd be
artist
fun.
niggas to play sports. And we see how talk shit nah.
Cause now ain't no mics or no music is involved. Now
no-
it's just all fucking.
Now
what, talent?
now it ain't no street shit and
Now
ain't
it's
no ain't no
street
Glocks.
shit. None
We
of that
playing
shit.
we hooping, you know what I mean?
Oh, y'all definitely don't want to put them pads on.
I play football.
We could do football
We can do
too.
football.
It's 7
too.
on 7.
I'm
We
way
could do-
colder than
For
football.
pads.
than
Man,
I
we
basketball.
could
hurt
do
myself
top
putting it
Y'all
on.
can
golf.
pad a basketball.
We could do top
I would do
golf.
both, but I would fuck with football.
We'll
Shout
have
out Maskey.
we'll
Maskey
have
just beat
Maddie in there
everyone's
fucking
ass.
y'all up in top golf.
I'll take any artist, media company guy in one-on-ones, but I'm on offense.
Hey, I know you said we finna end real quick, but for some reason, bro, real quick, bro, show face real quick one time for the one
God,
time.
on
fam,
God,
on
we
this
need-
bitch.
Hop in
Shout
here.
y'all names out real quick, cause y'all, nigga, this vital niggas in here. This mob in here, fam.
Nick.
Neat.
Whole free world in here. Well, there you go. That's a good spot to end it.
Hey,
Come
we
shop
love you
with
guys,
us.
though. We
Shop
love
with us
you
at
guys.
1521 Como Avenue, Southeast Minneapolis. We sell shoes like Jordans, Yeezys. We got vintage tees, hypewear. We got a studio. Book that on waterwavetv.com. And subscribe, like, share, all that. Tap in with all them. I'm out.